today's episode, Kyro Starwind embarks on an adventure to Londinin. His whole mission is to get more cells from the Terrormorphs. As Kyro Starwind arrives in Londinin, he had to report to Commander Ha to him. She was expecting Kyro and gave him intel on the Terrormorph infestation there. She allowed Kyro Starwind to gear up with newer weapons and medical aid. As Kyro was gearing up, he came across a gun that may seem useful against the Terrormorph fight, the X989 microgun. Kyro acquires the gun and heads out to complete his mission to gain the samples for Kaiser to analyze. So sit back and relax, space cowboys and girls, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. And let's watch out for asteroids and keep your laser pistol ready.
What? That creature.
Got one in front of me.
Must be a force nearby, keeping it under its
He's in critical condition.
Let's put it down. More of them. Clean them up.
Copy that, Hadrian. Alright, let me reload. Dropped one. He's hurt. I got two of them in front of me. One's pushing. Reloading. He's down. He's down too. Damn it, I'm out of ammo. I'll use this rifle here. He went on the ground. These things are very clever here. Big one's down. Looks like Kaiser's in trouble. Reloading. Alright, target's neutralized. Moving forward. This one's pretty strong here. Looks like it's gonna take more than that to take him down. Alright, we got him.
No sign of a morph though.
Your shipping yard's just beyond the processing plant. Cache with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
Close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot! Get down there and collect as many as you can.
Proceeding ahead to the samples. Alright, I see a Terrormorph ahead. Let's kneel down, do a sneak attack on him, do 2 times damage.
Open fire!
Alright, he's hurt pretty bad. Let's see if we can finish him. Oh! There's one on my left here.
They're going to betray you every
Yeah, let's go. Up here seems like a better place to be up. Having that height advantage.
You can't beat it. It's too strong.
Get out of my head.
Give up now.
It's just like last time when we was on Jemison. My vital signs are low. Let me heal.
Oh, God. Oh,
This gun is barely doing anything. Let's use the X989. Take this, you abomination. One's down. Come on, go down. This thing's pretty strong though. But this gun is effective. He's hurt. This thing was even tougher than the one on Jemison.
It's got me!
Dropped him. He finally went down. All right. Let's catch your breath. Let's go get those samples for Kaiser. All right. Got the first one. All right. Here's the second one in here. Got it. And the third one.
All Asile's samples collected.
Right.
All right. Now hand those over to Kaiser, and let's get out of here.
Absolutely. Here you go, Kaiser.
Secure.
Nice work. Now, earlier scan picked up a valid Terrormorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
Then we've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
All right. So I guess we'll go ahead and proceed on this bridge here. That was a tough fight. It's only going to get tougher, though. I think it's a more stronger Terrormorph here. But let's go inside.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
No one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londinin. Real marvel.
Why are there so many heat leeches?
All these leeches. What's keeping you things warm?
All right. Looks like this is the lab here.
What's that? My God. Look
What
at
is this?
a Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only. What's happening?
What? What the?
Have you seen this?
It just spawned a Terrormorph? Wow.
The heat leeches are Terrormorphs. You just saw that, right?
Yeah.
You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech became a Terrormorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby Terrormorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how Terrormorphs move between planets.
This is a pretty major discovery.
Pretty major is right. But if what we just saw, if that's possible, the Lazarus plant, it's clearly an accelerant for the Terrormorph, a heat leech transformation process. Make one into the other in an instant. But that means if anyone knew about this, they could trigger a Terrormorph spawning. You could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a place like New Atlantis. Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, could someone have set that up?
It's a possibility.
But first, you'd have to know the truth about all this.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it.
All right, let's go ahead and move forward.
Go.
Man, this is crazy. A crazy discovery. It's very major, but this will help us. Eyes on one. Laser, get out of there. Grenade out. Back up. Let's move. This thing is on me. Oh. Alright, he's down.
Alright. Come on. First of all, Kaiser's got the cell data from the New Atlantis and Tau Ceti attacks, right?
Uploaded them myself.
Beginning analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here?
They used the plant to trigger the attack.
Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action and used it to trigger the attacks. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test, someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one, it couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the Terrormorphs. These attacks, I think someone planned them to set all this in motion.
The timing of them showing up is suspicious.
They certainly were. But having this answer, well, it raises a couple big questions. Who could pull something like this off? And why?
Maybe someone inside the UC.
Maybe. But then, why let us clean up the Terrormorphs? Take away the only thing that makes the plant useful. It doesn't add up.
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to hell frozen over. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terrormorph attacks, human caused or otherwise, we need that final sample.
Roger that. Kaiser, get us into the spaceport?
The entrance is this way. I am unable to provide sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
Ah, Captain. I think I see it.
Alright, got it.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning. Priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Senna, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing.
Yeah.
He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Yeah, that is interesting.
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties, yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
Wow.
An invisible weapon. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk.
Alright, let's get it. I'm here. Let's talk.
Invictus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the Terrormorphs and all this a secret.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah, that's how I interpret it.
He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it away. He killed those people. condemned this city to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. He was
a cold-blooded murderer.
Yes. Exactly what we all thought he was. But I guess that's just another part of his sick legacy now. He thought he was protecting us all, taking the secret to his grave. Only he didn't succeed. Now someone else knows about the Lazarus plant and is using it exactly how he feared.
Adrian, your father's still alive.
Now's not the time to joke like that, all right?
Adrian, your father is still alive.
No, that's insane. He died. They executed him. They faked his death? My entire unit, they threw us all to the wolves, but kept him? And now he's what, an advisor? Commanding the fleet in secret? What was so important that they had to keep him alive?
They said he was too useful to get rid of.
I'm sure they did. They invested so much in him over the years. Even grew him an entire family he didn't want. I guess it makes sense though, doesn't it? The UC of that era only created me because they were afraid of a world without Ve Victus in command. Why would they get rid of him? As long as I live, I'll never understand the loyalty that old bastard elicited. But wait, if my father's alive and knew about the Lazarus plant, what do you think the chances are he was involved in the attacks?
That's the only lead we've got right now.
And even if he wasn't directly involved, I guarantee he knows something. But I guess we're not getting any more answers right now. Come on, let's go get that last sample.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
Eyes peeled.
Alright, let's get this damn sample. I got a feeling this gonna be one hell of a fight. Right in front of us.
What the hell? Is that the sample?
Yes, back off.
Concentrate fire! Shoot!
Reloading.
That sound! What is that?
That thing is putting out some kind of signal. Radar's lighting up. I think you're due for some cover.
Looks like this damn gun ain't really doing too much to him, but it's giving him some type of work. I'm out of bullets here. Look like the animals are controlled too.
The signal that thing's putting out to calling those creatures, I think I can nullify. I'm gonna need some help. There should be some radar equipment powered up now around. To get those online, I'll relay my signal from there.
Alright. I'm about to go ahead and turn on these radios here. Jam the signal so that way these animals can be free of its control.
Connection received.
Got one.
Broadcasting signal.
It's working! But they're attacking the anomaly. Percival, are you doing this?
Got the next one.
Signal online. That's not me.
The last one.
I'm just nulling out the frequency.
It's working! We freed them! And they're
Alright, the last switch.
No signal left. I've still got more capacity. Get to the next bit. That should be the end of its connection to its throne. Now hit it with everything you've got.
Grenade out. Alright, looks like he's down. He's hurt. Let's finish him. Alright, Terrormorph is down.
They're not coming after us. I guess we should grab that sample while we can. Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Alright,
Final sample secure.
here you go, Kaiser.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival.
Right.
You should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On
Yeah.
it. See you soon.
Alright, let's go.
Look at all of you. Back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion.
Kaiser got the samples in storage.
Ah, best place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Vay Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
We learned something. I can't say nothing more.
Captain, he needs to know. Vay Victus is alive, which means he could have been involved in the attacks.
Alive? He's... Vay Victus? That can't be true, right?
Unfortunately for us all, yes, it's true.
So that means we have a suspect.
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain, Percival and we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the Terrormorphs. But Vay Victus is the only solid lead we've got on the attacks. Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? See if you can get him to cough up anything he might know.
I'll do what I can.
Whatever you can turn up is more than we have now. We'll all meet back at Mast, outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to know everything we've uncovered here. Best of luck, Captain. And thank you for dealing with him.
Starwind made it back to Jemison to talk to Admiral Sinan. Starwind asks him about his time in Londinin. Of course, Sinan says he hasn't been there in quite some time. Starwind then tells him he heard an audio tape that Sinan plans to use the Terrormorphs as a weapon. Sinan replies, "Okay, you called me, but can we keep this between me and you?" Starwind then replies, "Look, Sinan, no more lies. Tell me everything or I will tell the cabinet what I found." So Sinan admits that he planned the Terrormorph attacks on Tau Ceti and New Atlantis. Sinan then tells Kyro that he planned these attacks with his associate. Turns out, Sinan was just trying to show the UC how deadly a weapon a Lazarus plant could be. He didn't want the plant to land in the wrong hands, so he ordered the bombing on Londinin. One more thing to add too. Remember that bounty mission that he sent Starwind out on? That was Sinan's associate, and Starwind killed him in cold blood. His plan all along was to plant the doings of the attacks on his associate Reginald Orlays, so that Hadrian and Starwind can look like heroes and he can live outside the walls in his beautiful home in the Wells. Yeah, sick guy, but his intentions were good. He pointed out to Starwind that Starwind himself had benefited from all of this. So Starwind thought to himself, I'm trying to pay off my 125,000 credit debt so I can live good. And Sinan wants to do the same. Starwind goes to talk to Hadrian and Percival and tell them that the attacks was orchestrated by Reginald Orlays, and Sinan had nothing to do with it. Now they're going before the cabinet to present the evidence. Let's see how this turns out. Hopefully it's beneficial to them all.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report and the second one I just received, it seems the Terrormorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
That's correct, ma'am. Deliberate attack.
My God.
An attack? Using Terrormorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
Yes, it was Orlays.
That appears to be the case, ma'am. The captain tracked that information down just after our trip to Londinin.
Reginald Orlays? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria. Report mentioned you were sent to try and bring him in, Captain. I guess that didn't go according to plan.
Ah, yes. I was told about your mission and who ordered it. Did you two suspect at the time Orlays might have been involved in the attacks?
No, ma'am. Just thought he was a known criminal.
Well, it appears you were ahead of the curve. This report contains definitive evidence Orlays triggered the attacks via this Lazarus plant the Captain and Major Sinan uncovered.
Simply harrowing.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable for him to have finally faced the UC's justice, it seems both of you are to be commended for ensuring he was dealt with before he could strike again. You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinin. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
I believe the other factions should be involved too.
Tell the Freestar Collective. Why? So they have another tool to utilize against us?
I'm in agreement. I fail to see the value here.
This proves we're not planning anything secretively.
Oh, that is an interesting idea. A grand gesture to further display this cabinet doesn't think like those of the past.
The observers on Mars have proven such a gesture can bear fruit.
So, you want us to make nice with the Collective by sharing our state secrets?
No, I want us to display plainly the UC's actual intentions, that the plant will never be used as a weapon again.
That does sound worthwhile, Chief Kulkarni. Very well. We'll get the Collective involved in the management. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terrormorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps. The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terrormorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've had a few discussions, but our group is similarly split. Only the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Let's go with the microbe.
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little applied genetics. The science division is in full agreement.
And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terrormorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam President.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
All right, Space Cowboys and girls. Hopefully you all enjoyed this episode 9 of the life of Kyro Starwind. Yeah, Kyro Starwind, he did lie, but it was all for the greater good. At least they were able to kill the Terrormorphs and stop them from growing. So if you enjoyed this series, make sure you click this playlist here to watch the rest of the series if you're new here. See you, Space Cowboys and girls.